Gabo the Gecko's Wild Vacation Quest by Little Giggletails. Author Lance Z. In a sunny forest of Costa Rica, a tiny gecko named Gabo stretched his sticky toes and said,
"Today I'll find the perfect vacation spot. Somewhere calm, cool, and peaceful.
He packed his tiny backpack with one mango slice and a leaf hat.
Adventure, here I come."
He chirped, tail swishing with excitement. The first friend Gabo met was a shiny green snake resting on a rock.
"Excuse me, do you know a nice place to relax?"
Gabo asked. The snake hissed.
Relax. Right here, with me.
Gabo squeaked
"No thanks."
and scurried away fast. He ran up a palm tree to catch his breath.
"Phew, maybe I'll find someone friendlier."
He whispered, wiping his brow. Soon, Gabo spotted a sloth hanging upside down from a branch.
"Hello, Mr. Sloth. Do you know a good vacation spot?"
The sloth blinked slowly.
Maybe after my nap.
Gabo waited and waited and waited some more. Finally, he sighed.
"Guess I'll find it myself."
He climbed down the tree and crossed a muddy trail. A pair of glowing eyes appeared in the shadows. It was a jaguar.
"Hi, I'm looking for a quiet place to rest."
Gabo said nervously. The jaguar licked his lips.
Me too. Maybe after lunch.
Gabo jumped 3 feet high and ran for his life. He dove behind a log, panting.
"Nope, definitely not peaceful here."
He said, clutching his tiny heart. Suddenly, something colorful swooped down. A bright-billed toucan.
Looking for paradise, little lizard?
It cawed,
"Yes,
said Gabo hopefully.
can you show me?"
Of course.
Said the toucan slyly.
Climb on my beak.
But halfway up, snap, the toucan tried to eat him.
"Not today, bird brain."
Shouted Gabo. He leapt onto a swinging vine and whooshed through the jungle like Tarzan. He landed right in a giant spider web.
"Oh no,
He cried.
sticky and icky."
A big spider appeared, 8 eyes gleaming.
Vacation. Stay in my web forever.
It hissed,
"No thanks."
said Gabo, wiggling free and sliding down a leaf. He tumbled into a puddle covered in mud.
Ugh, worst vacation search ever.
He groaned. Then he heard a gentle croak nearby. A frog smiled from a lily pad.
You look tired, little gecko.
"I'm looking for the best place to rest."
Gabo said. The frog nodded.
Sometimes peace isn't a place. It's what's inside you.
Gabo thought for a moment.
"Maybe you're right, but I'd still like a comfy rock."
So he kept walking until the trees began to thin. Ahead, he saw bright sunlight and smelled salt in the air. Gabo climbed the last rock and gasped. Before him stretched the shimmering blue ocean.
"The beach.
He shouted.
Warm sun, cool breeze, no jaguars. Perfect."
Just then, a sea turtle poked her head from the waves.
Beautiful view, isn't it?
She said kindly.
"The most perfect place in all of Costa Rica."
Said Gabo with a wide grin. The turtle nodded.
Sometimes you have to go through wild things to find peace.
Gabo found a smooth rock by the shore and stretched out. The sound of the waves made him sigh happily.
"This is better than any vacation I could dream of."
He watched the sunset paint the sky with pinks and golds. The world felt big, but his heart felt full.
No snakes, no spiders, no hungry birds, just me, the sea, and God's beautiful creation.
He whispered. He thanked God for keeping him safe and showing him beauty through every challenge. As the stars began to twinkle, Gabo closed his eyes, his tail curled softly, his heart at peace. He had found the perfect spot, not just to rest but to be thankful.
Have you been struggling to get consistent characters in your stories? Have you been struggling to get accurate results from the prompts that you feed AI? If your answer to either one of these is yes, well, we are here to talk about that today, and I'm going to see if I can help you from my experience and from struggling with these issues myself and finding workarounds that seem to be pretty good, pretty consistent across the board. So let's get started. Okay, so we are here in Artistly. This will apply to both Artistly and Video Express version 2. I use both of them interchangeably. If I don't get good prompts or good results from one, then I'll zip over to the other one and produce something there, and then kind of go between the two. So yeah, let's jump right in. We're going to go to Fast Image Designer. And right off the bat, I'm going to get started with a brand spanking new character. Let's create something interesting in the Pixar style, since that seems to be a favorite for a lot of people. But I am not satisfied with generic stuff that anybody can produce and things that are just the usual common, you know, I don't know. I think a lot of people think that, wow, that's cool if they've never seen it before. But those of us who've been in the industry for a while knows that things can get too cookie cutter, and unique, um, personalized touch to things like this is very important. Otherwise, you will never get seen in the crowd. So let's start with 16 by 9. Okay, so I'm going to make a basic character. Uh, let's just do a front image, just keep it simple for now. And I want to make gecko. I am in Costa Rica, and geckos are a big deal here. I think geckos are interesting and fun. I also probably will produce a sloth a little bit later as well. So let's do it. Create. Okay, so notice I definitely want to say Pixar cartoon style. If I don't say cartoon, it usually tries to make it a little bit too realistic, and I really want it to be cartoonish. So I'm going to keep it simple and very straightforward and let the AI do the rest. So prompt engineering doesn't need to be that difficult. Okay, this will be a gecko with a let's give it a color. Colors I find keep it consistent. Otherwise, it might try to change the color each time. But I mean, here we're going to actually use an image for. We're going to prompt just one image and then give the AI that image to keep it consistent that way. So if we weren't using an image, if we're just using a text prompt, then specifying colors and things like that is a lot more important. Otherwise, it will change the color all the time. So this would be a gecko with I don't know, I do want to give it a prompt to tell it what color shirt. Let's say let's make it interesting. A tie-dye. I know I spelled that wrong. Tie-dye. Oh, okay, it's just two words. A tie-dye t-shirt that says, I love Costa Rica, in big, bold, uh, tropical lettering. Okay, so then the gecko should be, let's see, what color should we make it? I think I want it to be, mm, I don't know, probably we're gonna make it yellow. I think that's more interesting than the all too common green color. So yellow with a white belly. Okay, now I'm going to copy this just in case it doesn't give me the prompt that I want it to, so I can just go back and easily issue the same typing again. I don't have to retype it and remember everything I said. So let's go like this, copy, and then enhance. All right, there we go. So you can see it doesn't say Pixar here at the beginning, but does it say it later? It does not. So I may actually need to add that in. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and manually enter that. Sometimes it gets rid of some of the stuff that you tell it, and so you have to reissue it if it's something important like that. A Pixar style cartoon of a bright and cheerful gecko. Okay, there we are. So, oh, I forgot to tell it one thing. This is also important. Remove all background elements and replace with a plain white background without shadows. Okay, very important to get consistency. And let's see what it gives us here. I'll go ahead and say go. I'm not spending time to check the prompt. We'll just see what that looks like. Hey, look at that. Yes, that looks like what we want. Okay, so let's zoom in closer and see what each one of these looks like. Oh, that's got some hairs on his face. I don't think I'm going to go with that one. This one's kind of interesting. It's got some things, little frills on the sides of his face and the top of his head. Here, let's check this one first. I love Costa Rica. Oh, I'm glad it gave me the heart. I almost thought about looking that up, a little emoji, heart emoji, but I didn't want to go to the effort since I'm doing a recording of this, but it actually put it in there. That's pretty good. I like it. Let's see. This one did the same thing. I love Costa Rica. Yes, it looks like the spelling is correct. I really like this one. I think that's a good one. And let's see what the last one looks like. I love Costa Rica. Ooh, that one's a little bit more colorful t-shirt. Yeah, I think I like this one the best. And I like the little things on his head and his face too. So I think I'm going to go with that one. So now we want to go to AI Storybook Studio. Actually, if we do script, now I did not make a script yet. So yeah, okay. So let's choose from the library. We're going to go with, let's see, where is he? Right there. I'm going to go with this one. Okay, and then cartoon style for sure. Okay, now 5,000 characters maximum. I don't think for the sake of this tutorial, I don't think I want it to be very long. Otherwise, we would be here for literally hours making all the corrections. Some corrections tend to be more stubborn than others. So let's go ahead and make a script using ChatGPT. We are going to do probably, let's say 2,000 characters, I think is a good number. Well, and I think let's do 2,500 just to make sure it's long enough for KDP. Okay, so then create a children's storybook about a gecko from Costa Rica. The story should be no more than 2,500 characters long, including spaces. Now, here's another thing that can really help with keeping characters consistent. AI still, in every app I've ever used, it still has a really big challenge when it comes to trying to keep consistent characters when there's more than two on a page at a time. It is possible, but again, it's going to be a matter of time. You'll spend a whole lot more time and roll the dice a lot more, taking a chance at not getting consistency if you do more than two. So I usually like to tell it only include a maximum of two 2 character. Oops. My fingers don't want to follow my brain. Maximum of 2 characters per page of the story at any given time. The gecko. Let's see. We need something interesting. Oh, and I see another misspelling up here. Okay. The gecko is on a quest to find the perfect vacation spot in Costa Rica, but finds a lot of trouble along the way, including poisonous snakes, lazy sloths that don't want to share information, dangerous uh, jaguars, and spiders, as well as tropical birds. Okay, here, let's say, as well as very hungry and sly tropical. Oops, I put trouble. Tra tropical birds, as well as other dangerous creatures. Nah, we better say animals. We don't want it to have like monsters or something weird. Animals. Okay, I think this is good. We're just gonna have one main character, and then we've got a bunch of other characters along the way, which AI will be able to handle on its own, I think. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, here you can see that it's given us a little 9-page story. Yeah, which of course is not going to quite be long enough for KDP. We need, I believe it's 24 pages minimum for full color. And this including the cover and back page, along with related picture pages, the image pages, is only double, slightly over 20 pages. So that's not going to quite work. Let's tell it to please expand this story to, let's say, 26 pages, just to make sure. And I'm going to say for KDP, minimum requirement. Okay, there we go. So let's tell it to go again. All right, so now we've got 26 pages copied over into Word already, as ChatGPT finished revising it, making it a little bit longer to comply with KDP requirements. So now we're going to copy just the pages without the title first. Scroll up here. Okay, and we've got this. Control C to copy after we select all of the body text. We want to paste it right in here. And let's check. Yeah, see, we are still within our 5,000 character limit. That's perfect. All right, now, make sure all of it's in there. Yes, pages 26. Okay, cartoon style. We got our image up in there still. Now we're going to go 3:4. 3:4 ratio for the book size. Page, book details. Now here's where we put our title. So I'll go back to the book title here. And of course, I don't want the word actually title in there. So we just copy the title itself and just paste it right in there. Very simple. Now, book author. I've got my own brand. So I usually say Little Giggle Tales. And I put a dash and then my name, just like so. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It maybe has a misspelling or it leaves off my name. I take it on a case-by-case basis. Usually it does a pretty good job. If something is a little bit off, I might edit that, and I can usually isolate just this part when revising the cover. You'll see how that works if I need to do it later. So here we go. I think we're ready. And yeah, so I'll just hit generate. It'll be finished in a few minutes. Okay, so it looks like we are just about done here. And as you can see, our gecko's looking pretty consistent. We've got ourselves some kind of a poisonous snake over here, ready to have his freshly curated lunch. Okay, so let's go on. Oh, wow. We've got a nice looking sloth there too. That's pretty convincing. The shirt looks consistent across the board. I'm liking it. Dark eyes in the jungle, that's good. Tiger, looks like he thinks the gecko would be a tasty little morsel. Now this one is bizarre. Let's see what the actual text says. Now I always check the image against the text. It looks like we mixed the gecko with the bird, so here's our first candidate for optimization. Suddenly something colorful swooped down, a bright-billed toucan. Looking for paradise, little lizard? So he asked them a question. Looking for paradise, little lizard? It cawed. Okay, now here's the actual prompt that it used. And what I found is that when the prompt is used in the context of consistent character stories, it sometimes merges and melds the two characters together that it's trying to put separately into the page. Sometimes we can regenerate the design and it works. More often than not, it does not. If it's doing this the first time, it's usually going to be inconsistent each subsequent time. And even though we're told that these are unlimited generations, we know they're not. There's a limit per day that you can do in the name of, preventing abuse and whatever. Okay, so that's fine. We can limit our need to regenerate images in one day by using the technique I'm about to show you. But let's try to regenerate and see if it solves the problem. Okay, here we've got a pretty good sized toucan and the gecko, and they are separate. So we're good on that. This one, though, we can choose whether we would like to add a background or just leave the page like this. We know some storybooks do this. They have no background and they just highlight or feature, I should say, the characters by themselves with no background on an otherwise white page. That's perfectly acceptable in most cases. We would probably want to disperse pages similarly with no background throughout the book just to make it consistent. Otherwise, this page is going to stand out as a mistake. So we'll have to wait and see what else we get here. Okay, now we fully got a gecko head on the bird. That's hilarious. So this one you can see is going to probably be a little stubborn. We'll deal with that later. Let's see what else we got. See, this one here also has zero background. So that's probably going to work out okay. Possibly. We got a gecko in the spider web here. Okay. Here he's down on all fours. That's also okay. Here he looks like he's merged with a frog, a gecko frog. So here again, we've got a white background. So I think we're gonna maybe be okay with those. It's up to you ultimately if you want every single page to have a background. If you want dispersal of a few pages that don't have any background, that's fine too. All right, these are all looking really good. This one's got a separate turtle from the gecko. That's probably fine. And the turtle looks like he's close enough to be okay. It's passable. Yeah, here he's viewing the sunset. He does not have a shirt. But and here he's missing the back side of his shirt. Okay, so this one needs a revamping. Let's regenerate that one. And here we've got, yeah, those are the original images. So that's the end of the book there. Let's go ahead and try to regenerate and see if it gives us a shirt. Put some clothes on, Gecko. What's wrong with you? This is a family gathering here. Looks like some weird twisting of the legs is going on. Yeah, and I don't think he's just crossing his legs either. Okay, good. He's got a shirt on there. That worked. So that one's good to go. We don't need to do anything else with that. I'm going to regenerate this one more time to see what happens. So see, there's still a little bit of trial and error. We got lucky with a couple of them. They fixed themselves without a lot of trouble there. And even if we have trouble, that's fine, because the idea of making this tutorial is to show you how to overcome these trials and errors. Okay, this one here has a frog and a gecko. Yep, we got to redo this one. The gecko still a bit muddy. Okay, so he's supposed to also be muddy. We definitely need to redo that. See what we get. Okay. Oh, here he's again got no shirt, but at least it's solid, either no shirt or total shirt, one way or the other. Let's see what the prompt is though, because maybe it calls for that. Peacefully curled up on his smooth rock by the tranquil ocean, eyes closed in restful sleep. So maybe he takes his clothes off when he sleeps, like some people do. Sleeps in the buff. Tiny stars begin to twinkle in the deepening twilight sky, and a soft, warm glow surrounds him, signifying peace and gratitude. Yeah, I think this actually might work. I mean, I like it. I think it looks really nice, really clean image, beautiful sky, beautiful reflection here, and he does have kind of a peaceful glow. So I might just leave that one. All these are looking really good. And also one more thing, when we get stuff fairly consistent, we want to check for extra tails, extra legs, things that are broken off from the body, things that just look generally out of place. And I think these are looking pretty consistent. Yeah, no extra limbs. It's being really kind to us today, I gotta say, because I've had a lot of um, dismantled figures recently. Now, this one is actually looking close enough, like it's just a frog. It does kind of have gecko eyes, you could say, but this one might work if we just looked at the text. Okay, so let's see. The story's going to read like this. Then he heard a gentle croak nearby. A frog smiled from a lily pad. You look tired, little gecko. I'm looking for a... Yeah, see, it doesn't actually have to have the gecko in the image. It does in the prompt, but nobody's going to see the prompt in the final story. So this one might actually work. I think I'll probably just leave that. We could get rid of some of the trouble there. So we can fudge sometimes on some of these things. No problem. Now, here's a little bit strange. Here, all of the arms are clear. There's no tats on them, no tattoos. But it looks like here he's sporting some tattoos, or some of those like Indian tattoos that they, the temporary tattoos that they have sometimes. I don't know about that. Or maybe he's just supposed to be spackled with mud. Let's see what yeah, it says he's covered in mud. Okay, so that might work in that case because it does fit the actual story text. We can also do this without removing the image. Now, here's another really important tip. If you like the image enough that it could work, but you want to see if you can get better and you don't want to get rid of this one, a couple ways we can do this. We can either save this image out to your computer so that you can swap it out later if you mess up and you don't like the alternatives that we get. Okay, or I can copy this prompt and then I can go back up to the image creation over here, create from prompt, and I can go like this and just make a brand new, we could say prompt. Well, no, okay, actually, here's something that we got to do. We want to keep it consistent. So yeah, so we go here and to our library, And we're going to take the same character, okay, and same aspect ratio, 3:4, 3:4, I should say. Basically the same thing. Okay, and then we're going to put the prompt in here to see what we can get. And I bet you we will see either a complete disaster or an improvement. So I don't think it'll be the same as what we got before. This will give us options if we choose to swap it. Okay, that'll take a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, nope, he lost the shirt. And it does look like splattered mud all over him, but we don't want to lose the shirt. So let's try again. And this one, we just leave it there. We don't want to erase it in case we need it later for reference. Okay, so let's do this again. Same image, 3:4, 3:4. All right, and generate once more. Okay, now let's be checking other things out. Now I've mentioned the cover page before. Let's take a look. Gabo. No, there's a problem with the text there. Let's go ahead and regenerate. Let's see if we can get something better. And also, you notice the branding at the bottom was pretty small, kind of weak. Okay, we're not actually getting any improvement here. I think we're just going to go with what we got already. I don't want to spend a lot of time when it was already pretty good. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Gabo, the Gecko's vacation quest. Yeah, the spelling's all right. Down here at the bottom, little giggle tails. Lindsay, hey, it spelled everything correctly, and the text is bigger. It's much more legible. It's perfect. Oh man, it couldn't be any better, I think. So we definitely got a good rerun on that one. Okay, let's go down and check everything else out. Tail and feet and arms are in the right place. We got some kind of a hat there on his head. Let's see what the story read is for that page. He packed his tiny backpack with one mango slice and a leaf hat. Oh, yes. Okay. So that's actually quite good. He's got the backpack. Adventure, here I come, he chirped, tails swishing with excitement. Excellent. Yes. Couldn't ask for anything more. And also notice this. The tie-dye shirt is very consistent across all the pictures. It's excellent. Now this one is missing a leg. Oh my goodness. Maybe some wild animal bit his leg off. Don't worry, Gecko, it'll grow back. Well, that's actually the tail, but okay, let's redo this one. We can't have missing legs. Sloth, I think, is good. I like it. This one looks good. This one looks good. That one's quite good with the tiger. Okay, let's see. Ah, there we go. He's got all of his limbs. Excellent. Yep, very consistent. Still got the frills on the top and the side of his head. Okay, this one's got some teeth. Geckos usually don't have teeth, at least, well, not the ones I've seen, and I get them every night on my window, waiting for insects to be attracted to the light. See, he dove behind a log, panting. Nope, definitely not peaceful here, he said, clutching his tiny heart. Okay, I am going to check the prompt. See, he's not actually clutching his chest. And that is in the prompt and the text of the actual book. Let's see if we can get something better for this one. And again, I'm not going to remove that or replace it yet. I'm going to try to see what happens with a consistent character. Now, actually, let's choose something different because I don't want that leaf to keep showing up in a lot of the images. We want some diversity there. But I want his whole body to show, so it keeps everything pretty much the same. Let's choose this one. That's a pretty good one. See, these are all things to consider, and through trial and error, I've learned what not to do, what doesn't work, and then just try to do something different to get some variety. We don't want to always use the same reference image if it's going to give us less variety in our overall book. Always keep in mind that Amazon can deplatform you if they see low quality. So please, I know you've heard advice otherwise, but I highly recommend to please consider spending the extra time and effort to make your products quality, because it's not worth it to produce 100, 200, 300 books and then suddenly be deplatformed after all that work. No way. Who wants to do that, right? Secondly, I've heard a lot of advice recently where people are on both Amazon KDP, and also they make their own website. So I'm also beginning to build my website on ClickSites. So I'm really eagerly looking forward to their updates. I'm sure that they'll have some good marketing tools and things like that in there. I'm hoping. But if you ever do get deplatformed from KDP for whatever reason, policy changes or whatever, it's good to have a backup, have your own website as well. And then also, a lot of people recommend a few other platforms. There's Lulu, there's, I don't know, there's so many different platforms out there, free platforms, Gumroad, and so on. So if you post in multiple places, not only are you going to get more traffic because you have yourself spread out more, but also if one of them goes down, if one of them goes out of business or deplatforms you, or whatever, you violate some policy unknowingly, then which can happen at any time, at any with any of us for any reason, then it's good to have a backup plan. Okay, so all your work doesn't get wasted. Right, let's see here. We got, yeah, our prompt already there. Let's go ahead and generate the image. Should have been doing that while I was talking. So here we go. These are essentially the same. I'm going to delete one. There's no reason to keep so much stuff in the library and then so much more to scroll through if you're trying to find some old image. There we go. Wow, look at that. He is clutching his heart for sure. That's really good. And he's under the tree hiding, it looks like. The gecko hides, panting heavily behind a large, gnarled, fallen log. Well, that's not quite fallen, but it might work. Partially obscured by tropical plants. His tiny hands are clutched dramatically to his, indicating fear. And so, okay, yeah. So it's not exactly fallen. We could go again. We could try. I like it, but see if we can get it more true to the text, just to be sure. Sometimes it works on the second try and you don't regret it. You're like, oh, I'm glad I did that. Sometimes it won't work after 50 tries, and then you just have to give up. So there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere. Here, let's go ahead and use. No, actually, no. I'll tell you why I'm not going to reuse this. This is something that we already regenerated. And my experience has been when you've created a new picture from an existing picture, a lot of times it won't change it again. I don't know why it's different, but somehow it is. So let's go from the original one we just generated that one from. And yeah, okay. I think let's go with this one again. It's pretty good. And another thing I've noticed, it helps if the arms are pretty close to the position that they will become in your new one, your new image. If they are spread up in the air, like we saw that other one with him standing on the rock over the ocean, overlooking the ocean, it has a tendency sometimes to not want to move the arms that far. Maybe there's something about the deformation that it doesn't like. So if they're a little bit closer to his chest, I think that's probably more likely to get us the result we want. So again, hit and miss, I'm guessing, but just a tip from me to you, something that I found that works for me. So you can try. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and generate again. Okay, while that's working, we'll go down here and see what else we've got. So definitely this one needs to be reworked. Okay. And we'll take a look at this one too. He landed right in a big spider web. Oh no, he cried sticky and icky. I think this one's good. It follows what the text says from the story. Let's see what this one is. Vacation? Stay in my web forever, it hissed. No thanks, said Gabo, wiggling free and sliding down a leaf. Okay, I think that one's probably close enough. We could probably make it more dramatic if the spider was coming down from somewhere and down to the web, and the gecko was in front of the spider was, behind him where he's leaving it behind. Probably would be more ideal, but again, we're dealing with AI, which can be stubborn sometimes, and I don't know if I really want to spend the time on it since there's diminishing returns after doing a few of these. We got more severe ones to work on, like these two here. So let's go back up and see what we got. No, it gave us pretty much the same thing. Okay, so we may be okay with that. Interesting. I'm curious, what would happen if we tried something different, like this one? Since he's in a lying down position, and it might be able to translate this rock into a fallen log. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Certainly doesn't take a lot more effort to do that, so we'll just go ahead and give it a try. Okay. These ones are all looking pretty good. Now, I will go back later. So the images themselves look pretty good, but I don't know if they match the book text until I go in and check each one individually. So right now, I'm mostly focusing on the ones that are obviously very wrong, like these two here. I mean, this one's not very wrong, but he's not clutching his chest, so we're working on that. So here, let's go ahead and do this one now. And copy. Okay, now, this is where it gets tricky. When it's doing this, we need two distinctive characters. And here we've got it. We've got a full-on toucan. We've got a full-on gecko who's very consistent with our original gecko. And we've got dimensional, or sorry, I should say proportional differences. We've got a very large toucan and a pretty small gecko. We want this kind of consistency. Let's use this as our guiding picture. Oh, look at that. See, it did work. We tried him lying down. He's clutching his chest. He's more or less behind a log. We got it. We got our victory right there. We got a winner. So, and he's also got two arms, two legs, a tail. Everything else is in place. Consistent shirt. We're good to go, baby. We are good to go. So, let's go down. First, let's do this first. We're going to go here and swap story image. Go from library and look at that. That is beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. Voila. Okay, so next we're going to work on this little puppy, this little gecko puppy. And we're going to go with the consistent character thing again. Yeah, so we're going to try it a couple different ways. First, we will go with this one and down to our image from the library, 3x4. Okay, now we've already copied the prompt. colorful toucan and a prominent beak swoops down from above, partially framed by lush green leaves, its wings spread wide. Let's see what it does. Now, it might try to merge them again because they're both in the same picture. If it does that, we've got a backup plan. So here we go. Generate. Here we need the theme song from Jeopardy. Do, 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 do. Okay, sorry. I'll stop that right away. Oh, that could work without the gecko. It could work. Although I'm a bit concerned that we seemingly have Mary Jane in the picture with the toucan. What's up with that? I don't know. Let's give it a second go. We don't want to be accused of promoting anything questionable, do we? So, all right. Okay, now we saw what it did with the first time around. We're either getting, well, actually the first and second time, we're either getting merged characters or we're just getting one single character. I like to specify what we specifically want it to do in the picture. So first I'm going to say there are, whoops, and this sometimes works, sometimes does not. Once again, trial and error. We'll just see what we can get here. There are 2 characters in the scene. I found that either saying scene or image both seem to work pretty well. Now, actually, I'm not going to put 2 in there twice because it might get confused and think, oh, 22. Or put 2 in there twice, we end up with 4. Okay, so there are 2 characters in the scene. A gecko and a toucan. The gecko looks up in surprise. Oh, and also, I've found sometimes this works as well. If we say 2 separate characters in the scene, I don't know why that works. It should be the same either way, but it seems to help, so I just put that sometimes. There are 2 separate characters in the scene, a gecko and a toucan. The gecko looks up in surprise and awe as a vibrant, colorful toucan with a prominent beak swoops down from above, partially framed in lush green leaves, its wings spread wide. Lush green leaves. Okay, we'll just see what happens. Try it. We may have to modify it more, but we may also get lucky, so give it a shot. No, it's still doing pretty much the same thing. Okay, no problem. Yeah. It seems to be favoring marijuana from the lush and the green. It's interpreting it completely the wrong way. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this a different way then in that case. So here's what I will do, what I usually do. I want to go back to creating a basic character. No. Okay, here we go. Consistent characters. Okay, here's another way to rework this. So if I want this one to be consistent, then I'll use just the toucan. Oops, wrong one. 3x4. Okay, now I'm going to tell it to remove the gecko from the image. The toucan is flying in the sky. No, flying against a plain white background. See, isolate it by itself. That way we get a very clean result later when we're trying to merge our two consistent characters together. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Plus, in the image that we're referencing, it only has part of the toucan. And in my experience, if you have the whole body, it's going to probably make it more consistent. There we go. That's great. Excellent. Now we've got a new consistent character to work with. Aha. So, no, we're going to go, yeah, we're going to go like this. Multi-consistent characters. Okay, so now we merge this one with, we don't want them on a leaf. Let's go like this. Okay. And then 3 by 4. And we're going to do 4 so we have a higher probability of success. And it doesn't take as long either. The gecko looks up in surprise and awe as a vibrant, colorful toucan with a prominent beak swoops down from above, partially framed by lush. Now, I'm going to change this because it keeps giving us drugs. We don't want drugs. Framed by. No, and actually, I don't like this. I don't like the framed part. That's part of the problem too. So from above, partially. In fact, this whole thing, I'm going to reword it. Okay, I'm going to say visible through green jungle foliage. Visible through, no, I think even better. I'm trying to think about what verbiage will give the visual effect that we want to go for. So, or that's actually in my mind, I should say, visible through the jungle canopy. How about that? Visible through a clearing in the jungle. Oops, right. In key is sticky. There we go. Through a clearing in the jungle canopy, its wings spread wide. Okay, and now I'm thinking about camera angle and how we want the perspective to be here. Because, you know, so many people making books are just making them the same kind of visual over and over again with similar camera angles and a little bit too much consistency, I would say. So I want there to be more dynamic poses and camera view, things like that. So I'm going to start out by saying, and over the shoulder view of the gecko looking up in surprise and awe, looking up with a, let's see, with an expression of surprise and awe on its face. There. So I want to get those expressions for sure. Okay, and I'm going to copy this prompt in case anything goes wrong. I've lost prompts too many times this way by the app wanting to reset right in the middle of what I'm doing, and then I have to rethink and rewrite everything. So, okay, let's go through our checkboxes here. We've got the toucan by itself. We've got the gecko by itself. We've got 3 by 4 ratio. We've got the quantity set to maximum of 4, so we have more chances of success. And we've got the prompt optimized for over-the-shoulder view, the gecko looking with an expression on his face up at a toucan that is swooping down from above, visible through a clearing in the jungle canopy, its wings spread wide. All right, I think we're ready. Let's go for it. Drum roll, please. All right, these are the yolks, huh? Okay, let's see what happens here. I want to wait for it, but at the same time, I want to go to the next thing too. But consistent characters sometimes take a little bit longer to render because it does have to think about a lot more stuff since it doesn't get to choose on its own. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we got the log there. I think I'm going to go ahead and I kind of like these images too. I might save them for something later, but I think I will delete this one. The first one was the best hollowed out tree. Okay, here we go. Nope, we got two toucans. It misinterpreted my two characters thing. But sometimes that happens and you still get a good one. So nope, two toucans again. Oh, and it merged the gecko with the toucan on the tree branch. Yikes. All right. Anyway, let's see what else we got down here. We checked this one already. Let's check this one. First friend Gabo met was a shiny green snake resting on a rock. Excuse me, do you know a nice place to relax? Gabo asked. The snake hissed, relax, right here with me. Gabo squeaked and scurried away fast. Okay, we are very accurate on that one. No need to change a thing. The sloth is awesome. Soon Gabo spotted a sloth hanging upside down. That is not upside down. Hello, Mr. Sloth. Do you know a good vacation spot? The sloth blinked slowly. Maybe after my nap. Okay, he definitely needs to go upside down. So we're going to work on that one later. Meanwhile, okay, that's interesting. It's interesting. This kind of works. It almost works. These ones definitely do not. I feel like a mad scientist merging animals, hybridizing animals. Oh my. Okay, let's see. I think we need to work on this one a bit more. Okay, there is another option here, and I was kind of looking forward to demonstrating this as well. This one is going to be a really hard sell to the AI. It's probably not going to cooperate very well. So this is what we're gonna do. I like this background though. I think the background is really good. So let's optimize this prompt, or actually here. Okay, yeah, let's go down and copy it. Actually, let's see if any of these other ones work. No, because none of them are through the clearing and the canopy. This doesn't really look like a jungle at all here, but it still does look like portions of Costa Rica, so that will still work. Okay, yeah, no clearings, so definitely we got to make a new one. I think this one probably will be okay. No, I just want to make a new one. Okay, so here. Okay, yeah, here's what we're going to do. An over-the-shoulder view of the gecko looking up with an expression of surprise. Okay, here, back to consistent characters. Okay, so here we're going to use this gecko. He does look like he's a little bit surprised with his hands out like that. And then I'm going to use the prompt that I just showed earlier. So an over-the-shoulder view of the gecko looking up with an expression of surprise and awe on his face. Now, here's where we're going to change it. We're going to get rid of the toucan part. Whoops. And we're just going to leave the part about the clearing in the jungle canopy. Get rid of the wings too. We don't want any winged geckos. That would be a little weird. An over-the-shoulder view of the gecko looking up with an expression of surprise and awe on its face through a clearing in the jungle canopy. There, that should do the trick. Let's give it a try. Okay, so yes, I know what you're thinking, like, what's he doing? It's just a gecko. We only want the gecko doing what we want the gecko to do, but without the toucan. And we've already got a toucan flying here. We've got one here. I think, in fact, I'm going to use this one a little bit later. You'll see what I mean. That's not over the shoulder, though. Okay. So let's see if any of them come even close. Probably this one comes the closest to an over-the-shoulder shot. This one also might work. Mm. All right, here, let's go. I think I already copied this, but I just make doubly sure. Sometimes my copy shortcut keys don't work the way I think they should. Let's go back and try it again. And this time, I'm going to augment the prompt a little bit more. And yeah, I'm going to still use him. Okay. So an over-the-shoulder view of the back side of the gecko. Let's see if that works. And just to make absolutely sure the AI understands me, I'm going to say looking away from the camera up within, yeah, up toward the sky. Okay, I think that is maybe specific enough now. Let's give it a try. I've had things like this work before with both cartoon characters and real pictures, where they didn't want to turn around. And so I was just a little bit more explicit with exactly what I want it to do. And yeah, see, there, it worked. There you go. Awesome. Okay, now, all right. I think we still do need to make the canopy separate, though. I'm just looking at my images that I've already got here. All right, a little bit of strategizing here. I think I want to regenerate. Yeah, I'm gonna take this prompt again. All right, and then I'm gonna generate a new image from scratch. 3x4, high quality, 4 images. Now I don't want there to be any gecko. So remove the gecko. Remove the bird, just to make sure it knows. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't know specific animals. You just say like remove the furry animal on the left that's orange color, and it'll handpick the right one. Whereas if you just say remove the wolf, and it's got a wolf and a fox, it might remove both of them. So, okay, there we go. Yes, looks like we're doing good with this. I'm gonna copy this and enhance it just to see which one does the best. Okay, now the reason that I copied that one is so that if I enhance and I tell it to render, then I can compare that one against the original prompt, which I still have because I copied it and just paste it back in there. And I don't have to do the work a second time. Okay, and so on. So let's see what I get. Wow, that's actually a really beautiful image. Wow, that is gorgeous. Okay, of course we've got a flower in the way, but that's all right. We can work with that. Yeah, actually, the one with the flower a little bit further in the distance, I think is really good. We can have the characters in front of that with no problem. So, okay, so I think we're ready. We're going to do it this way. Oh, there is one problem though. This advanced mode cannot do 3 by 4. That is a problem for editing this way. So what we can do instead is choose from designs. Okay, let's go down and we're going to choose this gecko. And we're going to choose. Okay, so there's another strategy we can probably use here. Just trying to think about how I can rework this. Maybe we can use this one. No, actually, I like this angle better. So we're gonna pull both of these in. All right. Now the dimensions doesn't really matter, at least not right now. We can work with that. First things first. We've got, let's see. Yeah, we've got 2 images in here. Okay, I think I can here, let's do this first. Well, okay, yeah. We'll just use this one at first. So first let's crop out the stuff we don't want. We only want the bird. Oh, but this is the one with the weird feet. Okay, never mind. Let's bring in the other one instead. I actually like this one. I like the angle of the wing spread. So here, let's get rid of this one over here. Okay, now we're going to remove the background. I don't know if it'll remove the leaves or not. Probably not. Yeah, it definitely did not. Oh, it did. I spoke too soon. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. All right, then we save the changes there. Okay, good. And then we export. PNG, we want the transparency. Okay, so that is saved. And now let's bring in the little gecko friend. And we're going to have to get rid of the toucan because we don't want them together in the same scene. We're going to do the same thing for him. We're going to remove the background. Remove background. All right, so it removed most of the background. There's somewhere it's covering part of his body, so it's kind of understandable. This is going to work, and later you'll find out why. Because I'm planning in my head before I actually do any of this stuff, so I kind of know where I'm going to position things and how it's going to look. So I think this is going to work for us. It should be no problem. One other thing, well, yeah, we can't really crop now because we already have a transparent background. We probably could have done that earlier. Anyway, let's go ahead and export this too. Okay, so this is going to be the gecko. Let's say gecko back. So he's facing away from us. All right. Now, let's go back in here. Let's bring in our flower again. And I'm going to go with the one that's a little bit further away so that we have some room to maneuver. Okay, now we want to, yeah, this is the tricky part here. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and bring our characters in. We're going to put this one Put this one back behind. There we go. Okay, now you're going to see what I was talking about. This gecko is going to actually go here, down in the corner. And he's closer to the camera, so he can be bigger. And then I bring in my toucan. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. He's facing the wrong way. No problem. We're gonna flip him. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, let's make this smaller though. Should be more to scale. And it does say he's swooping, so he should be probably at more of an angle like that, I think. Our gecko might look a little too happy in light of him potentially being eaten, but you know, it's a kid's storybook. We shouldn't make them horrified. Oh my goodness, he's gonna be eaten. Poor little gecko. So anyway, we got it like this. It kind of looks like he could be in the line of vision for the gecko. Bird is interfering with the flower a little bit. I think we'll put him up a little higher. Yeah, that way we have the flower still in view. It doesn't obscure the toucan as much. Okay, I think we might be ready. So let's save the changes. And also we can export it as a JPEG because we do not want transparent background. Yeah. All right, back to dashboard. Okay, so here I've gone into AI design assistance and I go down to photo editor is what I selected. Okay, and then it says upload an image to edit. I've already loaded the image in, which I saved out earlier as a JPEG. And remember that the format was not consistent with the book's format, so we've got to make it consistent, otherwise it won't replace it properly and put it into the book. So here I've changed the aspect ratio to 3:4. Okay, I've already loaded the image in. It's got the white bars on the side because it's not the right size. So I wrote only crop off the sides of the image, crop off the white bars on the sides of the image and reformat to 3:4 aspect ratio. Okay, let's see if this works. This is my first time trying to do it this way, so let's just give it a shot. Generate image. Hopefully it doesn't distort the images. I mean the characters. And this one actually was not correct. I'm going to remove that one. And that worked beautifully. Check it out. So that is one workaround. Wow, that really, really worked. Okay, let's go down and we're gonna do some fixing here. First, I want to definitely delete the garbage, the garbage. I like these images. I might find use for them later. I'm not gonna delete. This one, however, definitely has got to go bye-bye. Okay. We don't need no hybrid animals. Bennett, 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 Bennett. Okay, going down to our weird image that didn't work. Okay, so we got the toucan, we've got the gecko, and we're going to swap the story image here and make sure that they look consistent. Oh, buddy. Yeah. That is absolutely perfect. Incredible. Wow, that's mind-blowing. Notice that when we generated the background separately by itself and we optimized and enhanced the prompt, look at the clarity, look at the detail compared to the ones where it's kind of all inclusive as, just a simple book prompt. I mean, just night and day difference. Wow, that really pops. It almost makes you want to go back and redo the backgrounds for all the other pictures, but it's a lot of work and it's already good enough, I really think. And that's not me just being lazy. I actually do think that it's good enough. So, okay, that was one big success. We will go through these other images here and see what they look like now. Gabo waited and waited and waited some more. Finally, he sighed, "Guess I'll find it myself." Okay, that works. Scary Halloween eyes. He climbed down the tree and crossed a muddy trail. Yep, looks dirty on the ground. A pair of glowing eyes appeared in the shadows. It was a jaguar. Dun dun dun. Okay, that's really good. I like the cartoon eyes. It looks like something straight out of Disney. Now, this is not a jaguar. That is a tiger. Completely wrong. Jaguar. Yeah, that's totally not a jaguar. Okay, so I could hit regenerate, or well, he doesn't really look scared either, does he? Let's just regenerate. Let's see what happens. Well, there is no jaguar, and he's floating in the air. Definitely not better, and he's got the jaguar's teeth. You see that? That is one scary looking gecko. Okay, let's refresh. No, that's not looking right. It's completely wrong. Okay, so in that case, probably should have kept the original image, but I do want him to look scared. So let's go ahead and copy this prompt. And we're going to do what we did once again. So create from scratch. But actually, I do not want the gecko in this scene. Okay, let's say a partially revealed face of a jaguar. Its mouth is slightly open, licking its lips with a hungry expression. Jungle is a blur of motion as the gecko flees. Get rid of all the gecko stuff. Now, I know what I want with this jaguar. I don't want him to just stand there with his mouth gaping open. I want it to look like he's stalking the gecko. So, partially revealed face of a jaguar. With a lowered head, stalking its prey with a sneaky and devious look in its eyes. Its mouth is slightly open, licking its lips with a hungry expression. The jungle is a blur of motion. All right. No, I actually don't want the jungle to be blurry. I don't see that there's any point to that. All right, let's give it a try. Let's see if the AI knows what a jaguar is. Whoa, I forgot to tell it cartoon, didn't I? Definitely knows what a jaguar is, though. Okie dokie, so we'll try it again. Okay, in Pixar style cartoon, in Pixar cartoon style, a partially revealed face of a jaguar with a lowered head. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about where it's supposed to be at. That's something I forgot to put in there. Partially, and it does, it's lowering its head just like I told it to, though, so that's good. Um, partially revealed face. Okay, yeah, right here. At the right side of the image, peeking in at the right side of the image. Okay, let's try that. I think that may give us what we want. I am going to copy this one in case we need to reuse it. And it gets stuck along the way. Never know. Now, if this still doesn't work, we can take one of these jaguars here that it already made, because I really like those, like maybe this one here, and we can stylize it as a cartoon. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. Wow, that is exceptionally good. Oh my goodness, it's really Pixar style, big time. I like this one because it's vicious, but there's no jungle. Okay, so here's the game plan. We're gonna merge three things together once again, like we did before. And I think since I didn't delete these, I can reuse one of them without the flower. So like if I go here to this one and I tell it to regenerate, but remove the flower. Remove the flower from the image. Okay. Halfway tempted to put the Pixar Jaguar into this prompt as well, just to get that part done. In fact, I think I'm going to, because it doesn't need to be consistent. Okay, so I'm going to copy this actually. Yeah, let's go back to our personal designs. Okay, here. Actually, yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this prompt here, and then I'll go back over here and tell it once again to regenerate without the flower. Okay, then we're going to put the Jaguar prompt before this because we want that to be our primary focus. And it also says Pixar as well. So let's see what it reads like here. In Pixar cartoon style, a partially revealed face peeking in at the right side of the image of a jaguar with a lowered head stalking its prey with a sneaky and devious look in its eyes. Its mouth is slightly open, licking its lips with a hungry expression. In the background, a shaft of sunlight filters through a clearing in the jungle canopy. Yes. Partially revealed face peeking in the right side of the image. And I'm going to see, I don't know if this will work or not, but we're going to try it. A wide angle view of a partially revealed face with a lowered head about, no, yeah, okay, I think that's good. And then we got the jungle behind him. Okay, good, let's give it a shot. I'm pretty sure this is going to work out much, much better. There we go. Yes, because by saying the wide angle view, it puts the Jaguar a little bit further away from the camera. It's not so close up like these are, which wouldn't allow any space for the gecko in the scene. So for sure, this one doesn't work. We're gonna get rid of this one. Yeah, there's quite a few things wrong with it. Okay, now I really like all three of these, but especially this one and this one. All right, so we can probably use either one of these. Let's now check out our gecko. And I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to do use the same strategy. I'm going to make this gecko here look scared. So, oh, actually, no, sorry, it should be consistent character. And I want him to be, I mean, really the dimensions don't matter for this one as much, but 3x4, just for consistency's sake for our own selves. The gecko is horrified with a shocked and dismayed expression on its face. I don't know if it knows these words. I've tried horrified and shocked before. Sometimes it gets shocked correctly, but it doesn't usually know horrified. I'm going to leave it in there just in case, but I'm also going to add the gecko is scared. I figure as many descriptive words that mean similar things as possible. It's bound to pick up on one of them and get the point. Gecko is scared, horrified, shocked, and dismayed expression on its face. He is, oh no, it should be genderless because it's just a lizard. It is facing to the right side of the scene. The background is plain white. Okay, that should get us what we want. I hope. Generate. Oh, that's pretty good. He doesn't look completely horrified, but geckos always kind of look like they're smiling a little bit with those lizard lips. All right, let's go into the editor. And we are going to definitely make him transparent background. And we know that we had a prompt that worked really well earlier for the jungle scene with the cropping of the sides and the reformatting. So we're going to, of course, just go ahead and do that again. Now we need to bring in the jaguar as the background here. And I think I like this one the best. It's good positioning, a little bit further away and further to the side, so the gecko will have plenty of space there to insert. This one maybe takes a little bit too much room of the viewable space, so I think we're gonna use this one here. All right, and then we'll pop him to the back, make the gecko smaller. Let's see what would happen if we go like this. Nah. Oh, I think I should go undo this way. It, wait, it only has one level of undo. Okay, never mind. Just square him up again. Boy, I don't know. I want him to look up a little bit, like he's looking at the jaguar. What would happen? No. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just redo him a little bit. So we'll save this one in there and then go back and redo the prompt a little bit. Oh, yeah, consistent characters. Okay, so this one's already pretty good. Let's see if we can get him to look up. The gecko is looking up to the right side, very scared and shocked. We'll just keep it short and simple. The good thing is it's non-destructive, which means it doesn't get rid of the old one, so we still have it, and just in case we don't like what the new rendering gives us. But it's good to have options. So if the new one still doesn't give us what we want, we can use the old one if we have to. See, it didn't change it at all. This is sometimes, like what I mentioned earlier, the problem with trying to render a re-rendering, it will just make it exactly the same. It doesn't actually change anything. Okay, here, let's try getting this prompt. And then we'll do consistent characters again. So that was this one here. Gecko scared, horrified, and shocked, or with a shocked and dismayed expression. Sometimes sad can look similar enough to scared or shocked that it will work. So I'll try that this time. Is horrified with a shocked and sad expression on his face. It's facing to the right side of the scene. Okay, so looking up the gecko, and I'm going to put it in here twice just to make sure that it sees what I said. Give it a little bit more weight in the algorithm. It is facing up to the right side of the scene. To the, let's say, upper right corner of the scene. Let's try that. Okay, we're going to copy paste this one too, just in case we need it again. Generate. I mean, this one's already pretty good, but if we can get it even better, more accurate, like we did earlier with the log, then I think that's awesome. Oh, he is not doing anything we told it to do. Okay, try it again. The AI might be starting to get a little bit lethargic. Then again, we do have this one. This could also work. Yeah, we could actually use that from the last time, couldn't we? You know what? Forget it. I'm using it. I'm using it. All right. So in that case, let's go back and yeah, we're going to go back to advanced editor. Okay, good. Now we're going to load this one in. Of course, he should be much smaller than the Jaguar. And that does look like he is looking in the general direction of the big cat. Okay, let's move this. The leaves are just out of the white space. We don't want any problems when we're trying to crop. Whoops, actually it needs to go a little bit more. There. Make them the right size. Okay, good. So let's save the changes there. We're going to export once again as a JPEG. Jaguar and gecko. And then back to Artistly we go. Yeah, design assistance, photo editor. Oh, but we need to still get the prompt from the other one. That's why I was going to go here. Go down here, right there. Yes, only crop off. That's what we want. Because that prompt worked last time. We're going to use it again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Photo editor. So now we're going to browse the image we just saved right there. All right. Paste. Let's try it. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, good, good, good. So let's swap that puppy out of there. Oh, where did it go? Oh, that's the old one that didn't take, huh? Ah, this is the one here. Yes, the Jaguar. Okay, good. So swap. And it was this one. Okay. Wow, looking good. This is like looking almost like a scene out of the Jungle Book, old Disney classic. Man, that's just incredible quality. I love it. Huh. Okay. I mean, you can really tell the difference between the ones that are individually done, the way I've been illustrating here, and then the ones that Artistly auto-generated. Complete difference in quality. These ones are really vivid, just beautiful detail, and these ones are quite basic. The detail in the prompts makes a world of difference. So, if you really wanted to make high quality books, you might even consider going in and doing each one individually. But, you know, for those who want to crank out stuff and get them just done and selling on KDP or whatever platform you're using, then of course, you know, this is the way to do it. It's very automated. I know most of us are working people as well and have full-time jobs, and then some. In some cases, I've got multiple full-time jobs. Uh, but So this might be enough, good enough. So let's see what this one says. Dove behind. Oh yeah, that's the one we replaced already. That one's already good. We already know that this one was good. This one, okay, those ones we all checked. What's this one? Why is he hanging on his belly? Yes, hopefully, can you show me, of course? The chicken slyly climb on my beak. But halfway up, snap, the toucan tried to eat him. Okay, so he's halfway up. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we're good there. He's on his way up to the beak. Now, not today, bird brain, shouted Gabo. He leapt onto a swinging vine and whooshed through the jungle like Tarzan. He is not swinging. He is standing. Yeah, that does not look right. Let's redo it. That's why it's important to check the story. Even though the picture looked good on its own, it did not match what was on the written story page. So we definitely need to check each and every page individually to make absolutely sure it's what we're looking for. Okay, so, oh, there we go. Yes, that was totally worth it. That was a simple regeneration. He is on a vine. Not quite, not doing the Tarzan thing, but he's definitely on a vine. Now, we can, however, just tell him to open his mouth. Come on, gecko, open up. Say, ah. I want to check those pearly whites of yours. Pearly gummies, actually, he's more like no teeth. It's just, he's got gummies. So, open the gecko's mouth to make him scream loudly. Now, of course, we know there's not going to be sound. It's not going to affect anything that we don't want it to affect. All we want it to do is make it very crystal clear to the AI that we want it to open his mouth. And in fact, let's say very wide to really get the effect. Okay, let's see how that does. I've had this sometimes work, sometimes not work when I tell it to open a mouth of a character. Some prompts seem to work better than others. So let's just see. Oh, yep, that worked. I think wide is the key word there. Just saying to open the mouth most of the time doesn't work in my experience. But when you say open widely, it seems to work. I don't know why it needs that word in there, but that's been my experience. Maybe not other people, but anyway. Just another tip from me to you. Okay, that is awesome. I like that one too. I think it's got a lot of character. Okay, we know that the spider web's good. This one we could do more with if we really wanted to. We're making this video a little bit long now, but I think you're getting a lot of useful tips here. So it's definitely not just a waste of time. And you see the results we're getting. It's quite phenomenal, I think. There's a lot of variety here. It's not all the same pose. We've got a lot of different kinds of backgrounds as well. So each one is fresh. We've got some different animals in there. It's telling the story for sure. It's not just all the same image of the gecko just standing in different backgrounds. Who wants that? That's boring. That's not value. So this is really giving us a lot to drool over, I think. I don't know about you, but I'm drooling. This is just awesome. Yeah, everything here is good. Okay, he's getting muddy, getting down and dirty in the mud. I still think this could be better, but I just don't know if I want to mess with it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Okay, let's see what this one is. We know that the frog is probably okay by himself. Frog nodded. Sometimes peace isn't a place, it's what's inside you. Gabo thought for a moment. Maybe you're right, but I'd still like a comfy rock. On the edge of a lily pad. That is not a lily pad. Contemplating the words of the wise frog. Still present. Okay, let's try to regenerate. Let's just see what happens. It's similar enough to another leaf image, him sitting on a leaf, that I don't think we really need that to be the way it is anyway. We want him to be on a lily pad. There we go. That is definitely a lily pad, and he's got a third leg. What? Come on. Is there toxic sludge in this pond or what? Okay, so we're going to edit this. No. Now, sometimes it works when we say remove a third leg. Sometimes it removes all the legs. I have not had a lot of luck with saying it that way. So instead, we're going to say the gecko only has 2 legs. The background is a pond with lily pads and a large toad. I guess this is 2 words. Okay. Submit. And we can check these other ones while it's working its magic over there. So he kept walking until the trees began to thin. Okay, that is good. That's true. Ahead, he saw bright sunlight and smelled salt in the air. All right. Well, hey, we got bright sunlight there. That is a really good image. Wow, look at that. And he's still got 3 legs. Oh, why? With such a good background image, and it still gives him 3 legs. And the frog looks like the other frog. Toad, frog, whatever it is. It's got different colored fingers, but I don't really think people will care too much about that. So let's edit his third leg away from his body. It does not belong there. Remove the third leg from the gecko in the foreground. Now, very important. I've had so much bad luck with removing limbs from the incorrect animals, in some cases even removing the entire other animal. I do not want to do that. I've got the image really the way I like it right now. So I need to be very, very specific. Remove the third leg from the gecko in the foreground, who is wearing the tie-dye shirt. He's yellow too. We can definitely specify yellow. That really helps when the colors are different between the different characters. Very, very important to say the color of the character. That'll make a world of difference. Remove the third leg from the yellow gecko in the foreground who is wearing the tie-dye shirt. Okay. Hopefully it listens to me. Let's give it a try. Another way we could have prompted that is to say remove the middle leg in the on the gecko so it only has 2 legs. But we'll see if this works first. And it did. Oh, that is sweet. Okay. It's being very nice to me tonight. Oh, that is a great image now. I'm really happy I did that. Really happy I did not leave it the way it was. Okay, good. So we already know this one is correct. Let's check this one out. It looks like he found his rock. He was going for it, the beach. And the last rock, and gasped before him stretched the shimmering blue ocean. Wow, that is beautiful. It's perfect. No change. The beach, he shouted. Warm sun, cool breeze, no jaguars. Perfect. Awesome. Even got some footprints in the sand. And notice there are not 3 footprints. So we are doing good there. Costa Rica Beach. Just then a sea turtle poked her head from the waves. Beautiful view, isn't it? She said kindly. Okay, nothing wrong there. Yeah, the turtle's got 4 legs. Yep, everything looks good. Awesome. And here there's some alterations in the poses and the positioning of the characters, so that's wonderful. The most perfect place in all of Costa Rica, said Gabo with a wide grin. The turtle nodded. Sometimes you have to go through wild things to find peace. How did the turtle know that? Is it like an oracle or something? It read the future, scried the future. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see here. Gabo found a smooth rock by the shore and stretched out. The sound of the waves made him sigh happily. This is better than any vacation I could dream of. That's what geckos do. I know because I have them on my window right now. There we go. He watched the sunset paint the sky with pinks and golds. Wow, beautiful picture. The world felt big, but his heart felt full. Okay, now check out the rock. It actually is fairly similar. It's close enough that with the sun going down, it's dark enough we can't really tell the difference. I mean, you really could if you look close, but who's going to care, right? It's just a gorgeous image. He's consistent, 2 legs, 2 arms, 1 tail, frill on his neck and his top of his head. Everything's looking great. No snakes, no spiders, no hungry birds. Just me, the sea, and God's beautiful creation, he whispered. He thanked God for keeping him safe and showing him beauty through every challenge. Now he's floating in the sea on a leaf now. Is he surfing or what? I don't know. He whispered, he thanked God. Let's see what it says down here for the prompt. Serene ocean and colorful sunset. Today's in the beauty of creation. Yeah, see, it doesn't say anything about the rock there. That's probably why. And he's not really looking up to the sky either. I think we probably should try to regenerate this one and see if it gives us something closer to what our previous image was. Here, the last one, we could get away with this since the tide comes up, it comes in and it goes out depending on the time of day, and perhaps the tide is way, way in at night. Oh, he's still floating on the sea. He is looking up at the sky though, and I like it. I think we may keep it. I will try to just replace the leaf. Replace the leaf with a smooth rock under no, I'm just gonna, it might not want to do it because the gecko is overlapping. Well, we could just try. I mean, we can always regenerate if we need to again. This image is not terribly specific, so it could work either way. Still on the leaf. If we try to edit image too many times without fully regenerating, it degrades the quality and it stretches it over time. Each time it's like a Xerox copy kind of, where the image will get taller, stretched downward, and and becomes more pixelated. It loses its clarity. So, okay, here I kind of like this because it looks like the sun is even lower in the sky and it's getting brighter brighter colors in the sky, which does look like sunset. The leaf stands out a little bit more here. We might be able to edit it now. Let's see. Remove the leaf. The gecko is standing on a smooth rock, looking up at the sky. Okay, try. Hey, we got the rock back. Nice. Okay, and I think he's looking up enough for it to work. He could be looking at the horizon, the sky's horizon. You notice even just the once that we did the image edit, it starts to pixelate it a little bit. It degrades the quality slightly. You can tell in the ocean here it's more blurred, and over here it's starting to look, it's starting to have that moire pattern, where it's got the stair step pixelated look, just slightly. So we don't want to do it again. If we wanted to redo the image more, we probably just want to regenerate the whole thing. But I think this is good. It's a little strange that here it's well lit, here it's dark, and then here it's lighter again, but maybe somebody's pulling up in their car or something and lighting the gecko. I don't know, but I think it works. All right, so there you have it. Let's do our final creation of the flip book. All right, so we're going to create new, and we want to go over to AI Storybook Studio because that's the kind we're actually making. Create flip book. All right, 26 pages. Okay, and we're just going to have a blank outline, so border or framing, so we don't end up with any text going over into the border, which is a big problem for some reason. So I wish that the formatting of the text would be inside of the border, like have a safe zone for text to be placed, but it hasn't been something that's been implemented, so we'll just leave it out for now. Okay, so choose from library. We'll look for our title page, book cover. Okay, good. Generate. Wow, 53 pages long. All right, so we've got a finished book here. It's done processing now. And let's take a look. There we are. Gabo, the Gecko's Vacation Quest by Little Giggle Tunes Lance Z. That's me. In a sunny forest of Costa Rica, a tiny gecko named Gabo stretched his sticky toes and said, "Today, I'll find the perfect vacation spot, somewhere calm and peaceful." Yeah, nice picture. He packed his tiny backpack with one mango slice and a leaf hat. "Adventure, here I come," he chirped, tail swishing with excitement. The first friend Gabo met was a shiny green snake resting on a rock. "Excuse me, do you know a nice place to relax?" Gabo asked. The snake hissed, "Relax. Here, right here with me." Gabo squeaked, "Thanks," and scurried away fast. Smart. He ran up a palm tree to catch his breath. "Whew, maybe I'll find someone friendlier," he whispered, wiping his brow. Okay, everything's looking consistent still. Soon, Gabo spotted a sloth hanging upside down from a branch. Oops, I forgot to do the upside down part. "Well, hello, Mr. Sloth. Do you know a good vacation spot?" The sloth blinked slowly. "Maybe after my nap." Okay, I'm going to redo it. Okay, our story is finished, but I just realized as I was flipping through it that the sloth is still not upside down. So, in my experience, AI does not usually like to put things upside down. It doesn't make sense to it. So we're going to do this manually, just like we've been doing. I think you probably already understand the idea or how, the strategy behind it. So let's just jump right into it and get this done. All right, let's see. We've got a sloth down here hiding up in the tree somewhere. There he is. Hello, Mr. Sloth. Yeah. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, let's try to regenerate him first. We might have good luck here. Because we can have him hanging upside down, but not exactly like head down and feet up, but just kind of like hanging from the branch by all fours, and that would be good enough because it would make sense with the story. No, he's still hanging like a monkey. That is not what a sloth does. Okay, so then in that case, let's go ahead and I think I'm going to remove the sloth from the branch. Remove the sloth from the image. And I'll just use the background since we've already got the branch there. There, perfect. Okay, now we're going to generate a sloth by himself. And yeah, let's just do it the typical way. 3x4. Okay. Create a Pixar cartoon style sloth hanging from a tree branch by all 4 feet. The background is completely plain white. Let's give that a try. Still not hanging by all 4s. Nope, it doesn't know what to do. So, it might not understand that, it might be seeing that these are hands and these are feet. That's probably the problem. So let's try again by both hands and both feet. Its back is facing the bottom of, no, I don't think it's good to write that. You might get confused. Okay, let's say instead the sloth is horizontal. Let's try horizontal with its head to the right and its feet pointing to the left of the scene. Wait, instead of pointing, I don't want feet getting pointy over there. Feet, lower body, extending to the left of the scene. Okay, maybe that will work. I think it might be specific enough. Give it a try. Oh, no, he's got extra legs. See that? Or extra arms or something. Okay, let's try again. This time, let's go the feet are wrapped around the branch, holding onto it. The hands are also holding onto the branch. Okay, more detail. Cross our fingers. This is just weird. So weird. There we go. That worked. Okay, specific enough. All right, I like this one. This one's got an extra weird arm again. This one actually is really good. Wow, I think we're going with this one here. It's perfect. Awesome. So let's go into our app again, into our advanced mode, I should say. Okay, remove background first of all. Well, you can probably hear in my voice how excited I am when it works. So there is still an element of chance involved in all of this stuff, but I mean, I think probably from a lot of your experience, including my previous experience, this is a lot better chance than what all of us were getting by doing things the other ways that we were doing it. I've developed a lot of these strategies through different trials and errors, as I mentioned, and a lot of things that didn't work, but a few things that do work, and they work fairly consistently, as you can see. So this is the way to go. Very exciting. It's still super exciting when it actually does finally work, though. I mean, you got to admit, even though you know that, okay, I got a pretty good chance, but still, you're always crossing your fingers, rolling the dice, and of course, praying. Okay, there we are. So let's put this back. And I don't know, it kind of works with both branches, but I don't really know if I want to have this other branch in there. I might just tell it to remove the branch to just use the cartoon one. So I'll save that. And then we will go back to the dashboard. Unfortunately, it does degrade the image further by editing it again. But I think what I might do instead is, instead of re-editing, I might just tell it to regenerate it. And then once again, remove the sloth and the branch together at the same time. And once again, I might actually go and create a whole new image because the detail is so phenomenal, as we saw earlier. Okay, yeah, it's pretty similar to what it was before. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can remove both the branch and the sloth. Okay, and notice I say in the foreground, we don't want it to remove other random branches in the forest and end up with just a grassy knoll or something. So give it specifics and details. Whoa, we still have a sloth, but no branch. Okay, I guess we're forced to make it two separate prompts no matter what. Remove the lonely looking sloth. Okay. The image is already pretty blurry in the first place since we're not focused on the background, focused on the sloth in the foreground. So I don't think a little bit of degradation of the image is as important for this scene, but let's see. Yeah, it might be okay because, you know, we do have focal length on cameras and we see that it's blurry in the background and some of these other ones too because we're not focused on the background, we're focused on the foreground. Even with this one that I specially designed, uh, the background is out of focus and the jaguar is in focus and sharp because it's what we want to focus on. And that's how cameras work, film industry and whatever. All right, let's go and do some editing. There we go. And it's still got the transparent background from earlier. It is absolutely perfect. Yes. Cha-ching. All right, there's the money shot. So let's go ahead and save this. And we are going to export it like before. Okay. So sloth hanging. Oh, not handing, hanging. There. All right. Three-armed sloth. Who ever thought of such a thing? Crazy. Oh, he's got a third leg right in the middle of. Actually, he's got four legs, doesn't he? He's got two cupping the branch up there, plus he's got two on the sides. Is he giving birth or what? Pregnant sloth. Really crazy. Oh, yeah. What am I doing? Okay, so I still gotta do this up here first. Photo editor. Oh, and actually, let's go back, copy the prompt again just to make sure it's accurate once again. Don't want to change a thing if it's working. Okay. Photo editor. And, oh, actually, no, sorry. I'm going to browse. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Okay, 3 by 4. And we crop the thing. generate the image. Let's do this. Come on, big money, big money, big money. There we are. How awesome is that? Yes. Now let's swap that puppy out of there. Woof, woof. We've made a lot of images now, so I passed it, didn't I? Where did it go? Oh, there it is right there. Yeah. Swap. There. Yes. Huh? Hello. It might be confused. Okay, let's try it again. Submit. That's weird. Why don't we try to refresh? Okay. Go find it again. Oh, there it is. Yes. So it did swap it. It just needed to be refreshed. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's just beautiful. Let's go make our storybook again. Hopefully there's nothing else I forgot along the way. My flip books. Create new. And we want studio. Create flip book. Okay. Blank page. Choose from library. There. All right, there we go. Notice we got the sizing all correct because it's able to do it. If the sizing was wrong when we went into the advanced editor and used a different format, it wouldn't work. So the cropping step is essential. It's not just important, but it's absolutely necessary. If you don't do the crop and you're adding these layers together without it being the right 3:4 aspect ratio, it's not going to work. So yeah, that's very crucial. Okay, we're going to delete the old one. We don't want to make a mistake and get the wrong book with those changes that we just made. All right, so there's our new sloth page in there, already swapped out. So soon Gabo spotted a sloth hanging upside down from a branch. Hello, Mr. Sloth. Do you know a good vacation spot? The sloth blinked slowly. Maybe after my nap. Let's see, do we have... Yes. Okay, those are overlapping, so that's fine. It looks like he's... Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Actually, this... Okay, that can work. That can work. And his other foot looks like it's over here, and there's two hands over there. Okay, we're good. Gabo waited and waited and waited some more. Finally, he sighed, guess I'll find it myself. He climbed down the tree and crossed a muddy trail. A pair of glowing eyes appeared in the shadows. It was a jaguar. Wow! Hi, I'm looking for a quiet place to rest, Gabo said nervously. The jaguar licked his lips. Me too. Maybe after lunch. Gabo jumped 3 feet high and ran for his life. He looks a little too happy to see the jaguar. But yeah, lizards always smile. He dove behind a log, panting. Nope, definitely not peaceful here, he said, clutching his tiny heart. That's great. And it's funny because he's clutching his heart and it really is a heart on his shirt. I love Costa Rica, right? It's perfect. The symbology is absolutely ideal. Suddenly, something colorful swooped down, a bright-billed toucan. Looking for paradise, little lizard? It cawed. And that is a really fantastic image. I really love it. The level of detail is just phenomenal. Wow. And it's a really nice touch that it added the flower in the background. So I didn't ask for it. It just decided, you want a flower, don't you? Here you go. Enjoy. Yes, said Gabo hopefully. Can you show me? Of course, said the toucan slyly. Climb on. But halfway up, the toucan tried to eat him. Whoa. Not today, bird brain, shouted Gabo. He leaped onto a swinging vine and swished through the jungle like Tarzan. It's a great image. He landed right in a giant spider web. Bam! Oh no, he cried, sticky and icky. That's a big one. Looks like one of those dream catchers. A big spider appeared, 8 eyes gleaming. Vacation? Stay in my web forever, it hissed. No thanks, said Gabo, wiggling free and sliding down a leaf. He tumbled into a puddle covered in mud. Worst vacation search ever, he groaned. Yeah, actually, the mud actually looks more like mud here and not so much like a tattoo like I thought earlier. Sometimes the images actually look better when they're full size. When they're shrunk, more like a thumbnail, it's hard to tell if they're good or not, but this looks quite good. And look at the reflection in the water. That's just awesome. Wow. Really, really good imagery. Then he heard a gentle croak nearby. A frog smiled from a lily pad. You look tired, little gecko. I'm looking for the best place to rest, Gabo said. Isn't that a sweet smile? You know that frog's up to something. The frog nodded. Sometimes peace isn't a place, it's what's inside you. Gabo thought for a moment. Maybe you're right. Still like a comfy rock. So he kept walking until the trees began to thin. Ahead he saw bright sunlight and smelled salt in the air. Enter music here, dramatic pause. Okay, then. Gabo climbed the last rock and gasped. Before him stretched the shimmering blue ocean. Wow. Victory. The beach, he shouted. Warm sun, cool breeze, no jaguars. Perfect! Just then, a sea turtle poked her head from the waves. Beautiful view, isn't it? She said kindly. The most perfect place in all of Costa Rica, said Gabo with a wide grin. The turtle nodded. Sometimes you have to go through wild things to find peace. Gabo found a smooth rock by the shore and stretched out. The sound of the waves made him sigh happily. This is better than any vacation I could dream of. Yeah, lizards in the sun. Exactly what you would expect. He watched the sunset paint the sky with pinks and golds. The world felt big, but his heart felt full. Oh. No snakes, no spiders, no hungry birds. Just me, the sea, and God's beautiful creation, he whispered. He thanked God for keeping him safe and showing him beauty through every challenge. Wow. And still just so consistent. And I really, really like that shirt. That's incredible. This is one of the most consistent stories I've ever seen. I think I'm lucking out here, or maybe they just did an algorithm change where everything got upgraded again. I don't know, but wow, that's all I can say. As the stars began to twinkle, Gabo closed his eyes. His tail curled softly, his heart at peace. He had found the perfect spot, not just to rest, but to be thankful. All right, the end.
If you liked the story in this tutorial, and would like to get a copy for yourself to read with your kids or as a gift, it is available in both digital and hard copy. You can find the link to my KDP online bookstore in the description below this video. Thanks for watching, and happy bookmaking! To create books just like this one, follow the link in the description to purchase Artistly for a low one-time cost. With unlimited free weekly upgrades, weekly free tutorials, free social media promotional tools, no monthly credits or upselling needed for full access with all of its many features. This incredible toolkit also has full integration with other apps for making video storybooks, music videos, and many other amazing creations. So hurry and click the link below now to get your deep discount today before the price goes up. You won't regret it.